You ever meet someone who just doesn't fit the mold? You know, someone everyone writes off before they even get a chance to prove themselves? That was Lena Harper, this quiet, wiry girl who showed up at Camp Ironwood, a hardcore military training ground out in the middle of nowhere, Nevada, where the desert wind howls like it's got something to prove. Right from day one, folks pegged her as dead weight, too small, too soft-spoken, her faded fatigues hanging off her like they belonged to someone else. I was there, one of the recruits, just another guy trying to make it through the grind. And let me tell you, that camp was no joke. Steel barracks, blistering sun, instructors who'd chew you up for looking at him wrong. We were the best of the best, or so we thought. Guys who could run 10 miles with a 50-pound pack, women who'd strip a rifle down in their sleep. And then there's Lena, stuck in the misfit squad, the ones we called the benchwarmers. Nobody knew how she got no record, no hype, just a name on a list and a bunk in the corner. Our squad leader, this bulldog of a guy named Mitch, barely gave her a glance, just tossed her a canteen like she was some stray dog. "Don't slow us down, Harper," he growled, and that was that. The first week was brutal. We're out there doing logistics drills, hauling crates under a stopwatch, and Lena's working steady, stacking boxes with these careful hands, like she's done it 1,000 times. But then comes Jake, this big, loudmouth recruit with a chip on his shoulder and a smirk that never quits. He accidentally shoves a crate right into her path, making her stumble. "Oops, sorry, Tiny," he says, loud enough for everyone to turn. "Maybe stick to folding napkins." The squad cracks up, and this sharp-tongued girl, Tara, jumps in. "Yeah, Lena, you here to serve coffee, or what?" Jake grabs Lena's crate, dumps the bandages and MREs into the dirt, and says, "Clean it up, princess." Lena just kneels, gathering the stuff, her face blank, but her shoulders tight, like she's holding back a storm. It got worse during the physical drills. We're slogging through mud, hauling packs, crawling under barbed wire, and Lena's lagging, her boots sinking deep. Another recruit, Nate, this cocky dude with a permanent grin, jogs past and calls out, "Hey Mitch, let her sit this one out, she might break a nail." The laughter echoes, and Tara, who always smelled like she just stepped out of a spa, leans in close enough for Lena to hear. "Why'd they even let someone like you in? You're dragging us all down." Lena doesn't snap back, doesn't even look up, just grips her pack straps tighter, her knuckles white, and keeps moving. But then, in these little moments, you'd see something different. Like one night, our radio's spitting static, nobody can get a signal, and we're all cursing, fumbling with wires. Lena steps up, pops the casing open, and in under a minute, it's humming, clear as day, spitting out coordinates. Old Sergeant Cole, this grizzled instructor who never smiled, raises an eyebrow. "Where'd you learn that, Harper?" he asks, not mean, just curious. She shrugs, wipes her hands on her pants, and says, "Just picked it up." Cole nods, but he's watching her now, like he sees something the rest of us missed. Nate mutters, "Lucky guess," but Cole's glare shuts him up fast. Dinner in the mess hall was rough, too. Lena's sitting alone, her tray barely touched, while Jake's holding court, pointing at her baggy uniform. "Did she raid a thrift store for that?" he says, and the table roars. Tara chimes in, "Bet she's here on a dare," like, "Hey, let's see if the army takes strays." Another guy, Rico, leans back, flashing his gold chain, and goes, "Nah, she's just lost someone, tell her the office jobs are down the road." Lena's fork pauses, she sets it down, folds her hands, and just stares ahead, spine straight, like the air around her could crack. Things turn nasty during a field triage drill. We're pairing up to practice bandaging fake wounds, and Lena's left standing alone, no partner. This girl Kelly, all fake smiles and gossip, tosses a roll of gauze at Lena's feet. "Oh, look, it's Nurse Nobody," she sneers. "Bet you can't even tie a knot without crying." The room chuckles, and Kelly slaps fake blood on a mannequin, shoving it at Lena. "Fix this, delicate." The squad starts chanting, "Nurse Nobody, Nurse Nobody." But Lena catches the mannequin, wraps the wound too tight, almost snapping the bandage. Her jaws clenched, but she doesn't say a word. Then came the night march, a real test in the pitch-black desert, navigating with GPS units. Jake's up front, acting like he owns the place, barking coordinates. Lena's at the back, her flashlight barely a flicker. Halfway through, she stops, tilts her head, and whispers, "You're walking into a trap." Jake spins around, face red. "What did you say, Deadweight?" The squad snickers, but Lena points at his GPS. "That's an enemy signal." "Check it." He laughs until the screen flashes red, alarm screaming. The commander's voice crackles. "Abort, back to base." Everyone freezes, eyes on Lena. Mitch glances at her, his jaw tight, but says nothing. A week later, during a map exercise, the bullying ramps up. Lena's plotting coordinates, her pencil precise, when this loudmouth, Derek, snatches her map and rips it in half. "What's this, your treasure map to nowhere?" he shouts, tossing the pieces into the wind. Tara laughs. She thinks she's Indiana Jones, lost and useless. Derek steps closer, towering over her. "Go fetch, Harper." Lena just pulls a spare map from her pocket, unfolds it, and keeps working, her silence louder than their taunts. But the sniper trial, that's when everything changed. It's this elite test, moving targets, high speed, the kind of thing that makes or breaks careers. General Vance, a guy with medals practically spilling off his chest, is watching. Everyone's buzzing, except Lena, standing at the back, rifle slung over her shoulder. Mitch smirks. "This ain't for you, Harper." But she steps up, loads her rifle, breathes once, deep and slow, and then crack, 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 crack. 5 shots, 5 bullseyes, 6 seconds flat. The range goes dead quiet. Vance walks over, lifts her wrist, sees the tattoo Viper 09 and freezes. "Ghost 9, he mutters, his eyes locked on hers, like he's seeing a legend come to life. That night, whispers spread like wildfire. Rico's shaking his head. 5 shots in 6 seconds? Nobody does that. Tara slams her tray down. It's a fluke, she's nobody. But the doubt's creeping in. I'm watching from the barracks, and I see Captain Holt, this hard-as-nails officer, pull out an old file, his hands shaking. He mutters to himself, "Ghost Viper 09, Lena Harper, kill count 208, disappeared 5 years ago." He looks spooked, like he's seen a ghost for real. The final straw comes during a break. This recruit, Cody, who's been gunning for Lena since she outshot him, digs up a file, says it's proof she's a fraud, no record, no clearance. He storms into the yard, waving it like a trophy. "This base is yours." Lena adjusts her sleeve, covering the tattoo, and walks to the chopper. Not a word, not a glance. Cody's on his knees, shaking. Nobody helps him. The fallout was quiet but brutal. Cody's gone by dawn, transferred to some nowhere post. Tara's social media, where she'd trashed Lena, gets flooded with hate. Her gear sponsorship yanked. Nate's passed over for a promotion, his buddies ghosting him. Rico's family business, tied to military contracts, gets audited. Kelly's dropped from a fancy program. Her family's suddenly real quiet about her career. Derek's facing an inquiry for wrecking gear. Nobody brags. Nobody needs to. Lena was gone in a week, her bunk empty, like she was never there. But she left something behind, you know? This. Wait. We'd judged her, mocked her, tried to break her, but she just kept moving, her truth carved in that tattoo, in her silence. Years later, I heard a story from a guy in another unit. Said Viper 09 saved his team in Kabul, carried a wounded soldier through a firefight, never asked for a medal. I don't know where she is now, or what she's doing, but I know this. She didn't need our respect. She had something bigger, something we'll never touch. So what do you think? Was Lena a hero, or just someone caught in the wrong place, playing a part she didn't choose? Drop a comment, tell me where you're watching from, and hit that like button if you've ever seen someone underestimated come out on top. Share this story. It's the kind of thing that reminds us to look twice before we judge.